Hello and welcome to Let's Plays Disco Elysium, part 33. So do remember to like, share and subscribe. It helps my channel to grow. Right, so we have just bonded with the Kuno. Ooh, is it getting a bit misty here? I really need to make a phone call. Oh, what? In the morning light, the white on blue police livery on the motor carriage cannot but catch your eye. Wait, why am I even thinking about this? Wasn't I supposed to do something important? Something murder related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Cupre's Kinma, the Cupre's Motor Corp's follow-up to their highly successful workhorse Cupre 40, and the answer to the LUM's racing bred Fevre series. With its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox, the Kinma is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour. Won't it roll over in the first sharp corner? The high centre of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kinma effectively a mobile power plant. This tech talk is really rubbing me the right way here. Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery. That machine really puts the loco back into locomotion. Point to the vehicle. Very cool. The lieutenant smiles ever so slightly. You want to take a closer look? What's it packing there? Point to the engine. 130. An advancement of the KR18GU engine of the Cupre's 40 to be precise. Yeah. So it must be an advancement of the KR18GU engine of the older 40 models, right? Yeah, you know it? The lieutenant seems surprised. Just the basic. Cast iron block, swirl chamber injection, dual chains driving overhead camshafts, 2 valves per cylinder, hydraulic valve lash adjustment. Yeah, that's right. He stares at you in surprise. I'm very impressed that you know these things. A fine machine. Run your hand over the smooth metal surface. Yes. There's a gentleness in the lieutenant's voice as his eyes run over the vehicle's contours. An extraordinary machine. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot. It's a bit girly right now. Fit it with some proper off-road components. Ever thought of switching to helium headlights? Actually, I have a pair at home, just haven't got around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballasts first. If we ever get this case solved, maybe we can do it together. You want to help? He glances at you and smiles. Thank you for the offer, that might be fun. Let's do the case first though, alright? He liked the idea. Okay, let's move. Okay, so we need to ring the library about the library card we found on the corpse. Okay, to connect me to Jamrock Public Library. Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jamrock Public Library on the line, and I've already introduced you to their librarian. Connecting the call in 2, 1. Yes, this is the Central Jamrock Public Library here. A male librarian answers the call. How can I help you, officer? He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is how people get when the police call. I'm looking for any information that you can provide on Billy Magine, a reader. Billy Magine, you say? Give me a moment. I'll have to check our database. He puts down the receiver. Yes, hello? Are you still there? You can hear him fiddle with the printout. I found Billy Magene's home address. Is that all right? No phone number, unfortunately. They're too poor to have a phone line. Yes, home address is fine. Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint Ghislaine, 33B, apartment number 20. It's in Martinez, I believe. Cape Side Apartments, it says. And that's all. That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it? Do you have any other information about Billy Magine? It says here that they returned their last book a few days ago, but I wasn't working that day. Do you know someone who was? Marie? He covers the phone with his hand and yells out into the room behind him. Marie! Do you remember a reader named Billy Magine? They returned a Thibault book the other day. You hear someone answer from afar. Yes, it was my colleague Marie. The librarian is speaking into the phone again. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release called Lose Radio City 87, but we don't have it yet. Good. You have a name now. Billy Magine is a man, is a woman, not a man. How did your colleague know that it was her husband? Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Seems her husband returned some books for her. Then goes for a little drink later, on the lookout. Do you know the husband's name? Sorry, no. Marie only knows him by sight. Can Marie describe to me what the husband looked like? Marie? A moment passes. She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he had had a drink or two the last time she saw him. And what was he wearing? 1 second. The librarian turns away from the phone again and relays the question. Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying attention to that. Thank you. That's all from me. I have no other questions. Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer. The librarian hangs up and the call gets redirected back to the station with a soft click. Anything else you need from me? Alice, this is Firewalker. Could you reconnect me to 41st? Right. Hold on, please. I'm happy to report that I've found my badge, Jules. Oh, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there's no need to issue a new one to you then. Over. Okie doke. Over. Roger that, 10-10. Over and out. With those words, the cabin becomes silent again. And I think that's all we need to do here. Since we're still close, might be good to go over to the Whirling and have a chat with the smoker on the balcony. That was the smoker, right, that was hanging out in there. Is certainly a smoker. I will know for sure when we chat. Okay, so I think it was this guy. Then again, Yes. Yeah. Alright. It doesn't seem like we can talk to him about that. Perhaps we need to, well, gather more intel. So I'm going to head around to where Kuno's father supposedly is and see if we can find the man's wife, who doesn't seem to be here. Is it worth putting our nose into the shop, see if she's in there? So all I immediately see is the bookstore woman. There does not appear to be any customers. Maybe I can ask her if she's...
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People.
Alright, she doesn't have anything to say. Possibly do some shopping now.
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
No, I'm looking for a woman who has a missing husband.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People.
Let's have a quick look about thinking of maybe buying something. You know, it's really tempting to buy a game, isn't it? Looks like we'd have to save up for the Wirral game. Or I'll have to think about it. I wonder if the games give you any benefit. Would be the sort of nerdy thing I'd do, play a game within a game. Is it up here? Am I going a bit too far? No, this way. I'm pretty sure it's this way. Yes, near our lovely graffiti. So, through here. So, we're gonna see Kuno's dad, who's in apartment 12. How do we tell, like, which apartment's what? I'll just go barging into all of them. That seems my way. Okay. There's nothing in here. Oh, I can hear snoring. Ah, that's apartment 12. That's what we need. A shabby door hangs oddly on its hinges, secured to the door frame with a safety chain. An unpaid energy bill is attached, threatening to cut off the electricity. It's addressed to Mr. Uno de Reuter. I think we found where Kuno's dad lives. Point to the bill on the door. The lieutenant nods, and the place comes with 3 months' worth of utility bills. Not likely. No response. The apartment numbers have fallen off the door, leaving the panel with a sticky one-shaped shadow and a marker drawn too. You'll need to equip the chain cutters to enter. Snip right through the metal. Okay, let's equip the chain cutters then. Snip! The chain cutters go through them like dead leaves. The links fall to the ground on the other side of the door. The lieutenant looks worried. I know there's no stopping you, but let's at least make this quick. Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden places, can you? I'm honour bound to investigate every square inch of this world. Atta boy, the world's secrets were made for you. They wait patiently for you to uncover them. Alright, we were told Kuno's dad's a big bruiser. No sign so far, because he sounds like he's completely asleep. Is it wrong to take his money when he's in debt? Kuno de Reuter is the name of an unfinished homework. It's from 2 years ago. A phone book lies open on the table, covering a stack of utility bills. Right next to it, in plain sight, sits a small bottle of amphetamine, conveniently equipped with a straw. Lieutenant, I've located psychoactive substances on this table. Good, confiscate it. The minuscule amount of amphetamine doesn't interest the lieutenant in the slightest. He listens instead to something from the other room. Okay, we take it. You pocket the bottle as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Glossy erotica covers the wall, wrinkled from moisture. Let's have a look in the other room. The air stinks with something sour. A pile of clothes. A bundle of clothes heaped on the bed. A stained parka, some towels and a duvet. Some socks even. In the dark it looks like a nest. Hold up, Lieutenant. Look at that pile of clothes. The lieutenant covers his nose. Slowly reach out your hand. Something underneath there is breathing. It's not too late. No one's going to blame you for backing out. You don't have to do this. Just get out. Let's keep extending my hand towards the pile. Your hand touches a greasy duvet covered in cigarette burns and ketchup stains. You hear a growl. There is something alive under it. Pull the blanket off. You see a 60-year-old, fat, red-headed man passed out from large amounts of alcohol. And God knows what else. The smell of shit rises from his mouth. You don't have to take him down. He's already down. Kim, is this thing even alive? I'm afraid it is. Look, it moves. He points to a fleshy lump sticking out from the other end of the blanket. The limb seems to be twitching from time to time. And look, the other foot is camouflaged by a striped sock bearing the name Maxtor on the sole. 3 toes are poking out of a hole. Maxtor is a gas company. He's wearing free socks from a gas company. They probably came with the bills. A groan rises from the man's throat, dry like a death rattle. He's trying to say something in his sleep. Oh, we have a good chance of figuring out what he's saying. Is this Kuno's father we're seeing? Judging from the colour of his hair, I would say yes, it is. The lieutenant's right. The man's unwashed hair bears a familiar ginger tone. Even the hair on his chest is coppery. The light from the windows falls into his half-open eyes. Doesn't look like he's going to fuck anyone up anytime soon. No, it really doesn't. The lieutenant tilts his head. This looks very hard to recover from. This man won't be feeding his family anytime soon. Not that he was, but the lieutenant thinks to himself, at least he won't be beating his son. A pair of half-open bug eyes is staring back at you from the dark, empty and frozen. It's clear that the person behind them is not awake. Hold on, what's happened to his eyes? Can't you tell? It happens to exceptionally committed substance abusers. They fall asleep with their eyelids still open. Not a pretty sight. This is serious damage. I'm still not sure he's not dead. Suddenly the man starts growling. 3 words manage to escape his mouth. along with a strong stench of alcohol. Fucking fuck pie. Looks like he's trying to communicate. Maybe we should help him somehow? What is there to do? We could turn him on his side, but so he doesn't choke on his own vomit. But he's already on his side. Poor guy. We could take him to Remedy or Saint Baptiste, but he doesn't have money for medical services. The almshouse would turn him down. They don't do charity for people who are trying to kill themselves. Besides, he'll be dead in a few. The lieutenant stops, listening to him. Years? Months? Weeks? The pile of blankets grunts miserably. Okay. We have a good chance of hearing this. Let's try to figure out what he's saying. The man groans once again, but his tongue keeps failing him. It's impossible to make out the syllables. A hand emerges from the blankets, trying to gesticulate something. And then it dawns upon you, clear and surreal. Pigs, he says. He's trying to call you pigs. You're awake. He's awake. His hand falls back on the bed, limp and defeated. A loud snore escapes his mouth. He's asleep again. At least he got to say his piece. Okay. I think it's apartment 20 we're looking for the woman with the missing husband. So we should try to get upstairs, I think. Maybe that's the whole near where the smoking man lives kind of thing, is to tell us it's up there, rather than speak to the cigarette smoking man. Although, I'm surprised he didn't have anything to say. So while we're here, makes sense. This door, maybe. Apartment 20, a weathered brown door. Number reads 20. Something smells good. Soup a la Algernon? The lieutenant motions you to go ahead and knock. This is the door. You already know it's the right door. This is going to be so hard. Get yourself together. It's just police work. Hold on, Kim. We should discuss this before we move on. What should we expect? You're right. Let's talk this through. He looks at the apartment door and lowers his voice a bit. You hear light footsteps passing by the door and some folk music playing on the radio. We have our first preliminary identification. In all likelihood, the deceased is the husband of Billy Maginn. We need to confirm this, as well as deliver the death notification to Billy herself. Now, delivering a death notification is never an easy task. There's a reason why it's often called the most stressful part of our job. This is why it's usually done in pairs. You got this. I'll be monitoring reactions, ready to act if necessary. Do you have any advice on how to tell her he's dead? Just don't say that you know how they feel. Just don't. You don't. Good advice. Alright, I think I'm ready. Knock.
Hello? Who is it?
A voice calls out from the other side of the door, and someone turns down the radio. Is this Billy Maginn's home? This is the police. Please open the door.
The police? A moment, please. Give us a moment.
You hear shuffling inside. Tidying up, nervously. There's fear in her voice.
Come in, the door is open.
In we go. Ah. We'll have a little look around first, if you don't mind. A chalk-drawn height chart for children's growth over the years. Hello, Detective. An empty pack of red Astra cigarettes hidden under the bed. The same brand of cigarettes you found in the trash next to the deceased. Packages of humanitarian aid macaronis. Some leftovers kept warm on a stovetop. Smells like buckwheat and onions in there. Windows covered in old newspaper clippings. Can't they afford curtains? A textbook from high school, mathematics, trigonometry mostly. The clock is ticking away with odd cheerfulness. Posters of contemporary pop stars adorn the walls, and I think we've just completed a thought, so we might have to talk to ourselves for a minute or so. Its ticking makes you anxious, rings hollow in the room, or maybe we didn't? Okay, we need to do this.
It's you from the book stand. Did you come to bring my cockatoo back?
She smiles nervously before the smile vanishes from her face. Ah, I kind of feel like I created this mission, but it turns out it really was a mission.
I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Billy. Would you like something to drink? Or tea, lemonade? We're out of coffee.
The lieutenant has taken off the foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them in his handkerchief for now. You're on your own here. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead? Thanks, but I'm all right. Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind of trouble again? I can come pick him up in the station, if that's what... She stops, her eyes trying to read answers from your face. Something changes in her expression. No, this is something much worse. Is he in a hospital? How bad is it? How about some small talk before you break the news? Definitely no small talk. This isn't the time or the place. Right, so I think we need to ascertain identity and stuff. You live with Victor, your husband, right? It's me, Victor, and the kids here, she nods. We have 2 daughters, Jenny and Jolie. Yes, I remember you mentioned them at the book stand. They came home later. They're good girls. And where is everybody? I don't see anyone home. The girls are staying at their friend's place tonight, and Victor is out. He still hasn't come home? No, she stops. Why, do you have any news? Remind me again, what was he wearing when you last saw him? His old leather jacket. Can you describe it? It's just your average brown leather jacket, but he bought it as a teenager, so it reminded him of his teenage years. What about the inner lining? Yes, she stops. The lining is hand-sewn. It's blue. I tried to make the thing more weatherproof since he's running around in the middle of the winter. To your knowledge, did he make it to the library? No, I guess I'll find out when he decides to come back home. She looks at the front door. It shouldn't be long from now. He's never gone more than a few days. What's the name of the library? Oh, it's in Jamrock. The one At Moreau Street. I don't know the official name. Central Jamrock Public Library? Yes, I think so. If that's the one on Merrow. It is. What was he supposed to do in the library? Just to return a book of mine? Why? She looks at you quizzically. Why all those questions, detective? Did he do something? Break something? It's a fool's hope. What was the name of the book? I think it was Tybalt's The Glinting Curve. She tucks a strand of hair behind her ear. It was pretty good. There's something else I have to tell you. Okay. So I think that's probably it for the small talk. Okay. So tell her about the dead body. You've done this before. Just keep your focus. God, do I just say he's dead? Like that? Yes, that's the most important thing. Use the word. No euphemisms. This is what you came here for. Mom, I'm very sorry to say, but your husband, Victor Magine, was found dead on the Martinez boardwalk. She blinks. What did you say? Your husband, Victor Magine, is dead. I'm very sorry for your loss, ma'am. Oh, she touches her neck. Eyes pale like pearls in seawater. Oh, she says again. But he was just... She looks at the kitchen table, where 2 cigarette butts are still in the tray. But he was just here, alive. We understand this comes as a huge shock, says Kim. I want you to know that me and my partner, he points at you, are here for you if you have any questions. Take your time, ma'am. What happened to him? She turns to you. Her neck and cheeks are covered with red blotches. Her double chin is shaking. It's still early to say, but at first glance it seems like he slipped and hit his head. Was he drunk? Alcohol may have played a role, yes. I see. She withdraws, trying to picture the scene. And you just found him there? Lying in the cold? How long had he been there? If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. Okay, let's say it couldn't have been long. She blinks, eyes welling up with tears, as her hands start searching for something from the pockets of her dress. Here, the lieutenant takes out his handkerchief and offers it to the woman. She nods and slowly wipes away her tears. Is there anyone we can call for you? A friend, a family member, someone who could be here for you? No, she breathes in. I just need to tell my girls. The air gets sucked out of her lungs suddenly. God, should I call them? Should I tell them to come home? No. A day. No, take a day to recover. You'll be better prepared when they come home tomorrow. Good, that's probably the right thing. Thank you, she nods, but with a wretched expression. Just tell me, what do I need to do next? Where is he? Can I see him? We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here's his number in case you want to contact him earlier. A very good call. He hands her a leaflet with the morgue's contact information. Is there anything else the RCM can do for you? Asks Kim. No. I'll call you if something comes up. I'm still... She rubs her face, runs her fingers over her cheeks that have become numb. Thank you. She looks down. Thank you for telling me. I'll call if... She runs out of breath. Again I'm Very sorry, ma'am. The lieutenant nods at the woman, then looks back at you, his voice lowered. We should step outside and talk. Set the library card by her and leave the room.
You did well.
The lieutenant says as soon as you've left the apartment. The balcony feels cool and quiet, with a stunning view over the district. I could have done more. You did enough. Kim pauses, rubbing his hands together to generate some heat. Can't save the world, you know. Can't bring back the dead. Nod. What now? I'll call the station when we're finished with the day and let them know the name of the deceased. That's it? That's it. We should get back to our case now that our duty here is done. What about Billy and her kids? They'll manage. They have to. It's not your place to live their lives. Right, this case is closed then. He nods. Let's go. So I've been thinking about my skills and my thought cabinet, and this one raises the learning cap for perception to 5. So I'm thinking I should probably max out that skill and then forget it. His speed gives 1 psi, but I'm not intending to use drugs for this character. And then I can start thinking of other things. So let's do that. We have lots of points. Level up perception and level it up again. We're going to be noticing everything. And then what? Have we noticed something else? Ah, so we've done a few things. So now we can forget this thought. And it will take us 20 minutes to think about our honour glands. That could be a good one. Oh, this one will take a while, but it seems significant because it is us thinking about our past and thinking about our date of birth. Jamrock Shuffle would only take 1 hour and 5 minutes. I think I'll do the honour one. Excuse me, as it'll only take 20 minutes, and if it's not any use to us, we can forget it. So I'm thinking our next quest should be to sort out the kind of music venue thing, and maybe talk to Kuno later without Kim. It's a bit meta, but I'm not sure that refusing him the drugs actually helps all that much. And oh, this is something we didn't notice before. That our new perception has given us. There is something down there. The musty smell of a potato cellar in spring emanates from the air vents. While we're passing this car, I might just check up on the the owner of the armoured boots. Yes! Good grief! I got the mercenary's name and a few biographical details. Are you ready? Hell yeah! The lieutenant leans in to listen, notebook in hand. I was born ready, baby. That suit of armour was issued to an Oranges citizen named Ellis Courtenar. That's Ellik. I can't even do it. Okay, you can read that. She spells out the name. Exact date of birth unknown. He was signed into the Lelystad County Neonatal Care Unit on the 28th of February 09. Neonatal Care Unit? He was found as a newborn in a leaf compactor near an abandoned farm. He spent 4 months in the neonatal unit, survived apparently, and was assigned to a foster family at 2. According to Clasier, Lily said his real name wasn't really his. Perhaps that's because he was fostered? This is what the ICP knows about him. He was raised by foster parents, entered the Ilsbrand Military Academy in Vredefort at 17, then served in the Orangesi forces till he was honourably discharged in 41, just a year before the Seminoles conflict. Then the armour followed him to Seminine, or at least I assume it did, and that's it. There are no records of his employment in Crenel, or any of his other incarnations, or him even entering Revicol. Wait, he was found in a leaf compactor? It's a garden tool used to press leaves into these cubes. It's a detail the hospital had, the only detail in these files, so I thought it would be good for you to know. It is. Thank you, Alice, says Kim. Any information on his foster parents? None, officer, sorry. So all we have to connect him to Crenel is his armour. Even that is a small miracle. These organisations usually double-check their inventory. Kim leans closer and shouts, "Thank you, Alice. Great work!" "No problem, Lieutenant." She sounds pleased. A compliment from Lieutenant Kitsuragi? Not bad. Well, we have his name and service record now. Excellent. A name. This is very good. Ellis Courtenaire, he says to himself. This means something to him. He knows that name. Like naming a case. To know that name, like naming a case, it's important. Sometimes police work is about human dignity, about giving back names to anonymous victims. I'm glad the inquiry was helpful to your investigation, officer. Did you have any other questions? No, thank you. Hooray! We eventually got it. So, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we have... Oh, we can get the 2 signatures while we're going to the club, probably. Find the murder weapon. Perform ballistics analysis on the bullet. Do we have to send it away for that? Interact. Okay, let's have a look at it. Ooh. Okay, so the bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. Kim, take a look at this. It's a jacked bullet close to 5mm in diameter. A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzle-loader like those typically found on the streets of Martinez. Highly unusual. The people of Revicol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century. Even the RCM uses ordinary, unjacketed, conical bullets. This is strange, says Kim. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so we have a white check, hand-eye coordination, with a lot of bonuses because you have a similar rifle on hand. You're aware of the name of the antique rifle you found, and encyclopedic knowledge. Try to determine what type of weapon shot this. Oh, poop. Poop. You can't remember what happened last week. What makes you think you can remember arcane firearm models? Okay. Well, we might try again later. Shame, because we had such a good chance at this. Since we're in this area, I wonder if we can talk to these guys again, if they have anything extra. Or could possibly talk about those antique firearms, because they seemed to know a lot about the revolution. Hang on. What's this? Oh, it only seems to pop up, like, really briefly. The spirited chirps and clicks of swallows fill the air. Oh, how lovely.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I aid the citizens, militia, on this fine day?
Well, we don't have much chance of convincing him to relinquish his sandwich, but it's a challenge, so we should have a go at it sometime. I wanted to ask you about the Union again. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything new there. Can we get him to relinquish his sandwich? Ooh, gosh! Alright, this is how we're gonna do it. I admire your handiwork, chef, but few things I'd do differently. Like what, officer? His eyes rest on the sandwich. This is as good as they come in Revicol, I assure you. An array of delicious recipes flashes through your mind. Salads, salmon, sandwiches, bingo! This calls for an engineering angle, structural rigidity, exposed rafters, lattice works, that type of approach. Uh-huh. Let's go with this one. Had you put a large slice of old Uvean cheese crosswise from the ham, it would minimize the component loss via crumbling. Mon Dieu! That is an excellent idea, he exclaims. That would virtually negate the component loss. I'll do you one better. The air pocket between cheese and ham could house pre-roasted paprika. Ce serait délicieux, he shouts excitedly. Can you make that sandwich, officer? Sure, but I'm going to need yours as a prototype first. I hope you are not just tricking an old man out of the little he has left, he says solemnly, and hands you his sandwich. Initial development takes time, of course, but in 6 to 9 months you will eat the sandwich of the gods. Or god of sandwiches, maybe, he tries to pitch in. But in the meanwhile, what can I do for you, here and now? Well, I am not exactly sure why we needed that sandwich, but it was a mission, so we had to do it.
Vigilance, officer! What can this old carabinier do for you?
Ooh, do Maybells mean anything to you, Rene? Show him the flower. He glances at it and frowns. I prefer the old name, Insulidian Lily. Girls bought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. Hold on. Is this a royalist military tradition? It used to be, he says, with a sigh, but the communards were fond of them. Communards, even. The communards were fond of them. Called them revolutionary flowers, bells of the revolution. Did they bring you good luck? You know what? He falls silent, and the emerging smile withdraws. No, They brought me misery, false hope, and disappointment. The revolutionaries sullied them. You stirred up some bad memories there. But it wasn't the revolutionaries that sullied the idea for you, was it? Says Gaston. He looks at the old soldier almost gently. She gave them to me too, and your jealous little heart couldn't accept it. Enough! Renee cuts in sharply. I can go over these matters in detail with you, Gaston, but not while we have company. So, officers? Maybells don't blossom yet, do they? The lieutenant quickly asks. Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. The old carabiner shrugs. But I think you have to wait for at least a month. Renee, I found your guard booth. Yes, the Debardiers Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. He looks down. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight, he adds, with a slight sigh. He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason. Maybe you've seen something on the night of the murder? Your booth looks right into the yard. Yes, it does, he nods. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday. Hold on. Why are you on leave? It's a private matter, he says with dignity. Nothing to do with your investigation. You see, officer, Rene is the kind of man who'd rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, seek it. A real man's man. He's just gonna ride it out. I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. The outburst makes him clutch his chest. It's nothing, but got to cut back on coffee. So, who was working your shift that night? No one. The booth have been unmanned since last Monday. He looks suddenly very old and tired. There's no other guard. It's just me. No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday? Yes, he nods before hesitantly continuing. It's not actually an issue, I mean... Look, officers, his partner jumps in. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, Rene. Mr. Clare had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative. Decorative? The possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals, Rene tries to argue. Everett created this job for Rene because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honour and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighbourhood. His words. There's absolutely nothing wrong with tear collecting. It's my side thing too. Proudly hold out the tear bag. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's anything wrong with that, the jolly man says quickly. I do it too. Everyone does it. It's an excellent side thing. Yes, the carabiner utters angrily. Can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now? He's not going to become an entrepreneur. I saw a picture in there. You were in it. You looked happy. Who's the girl? His features stiffen and he gets a cold look. She is nobody. This is none of your concern and I refuse to discuss my private affairs with the RCM. The lady is Jean-Marie Bulot. Gaston speaks with a soft voice. And she sure as hell wasn't a nobody. Got it. Thanks. Yes, like I said. He brings it up again. I would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. It keeps my senses sharp. Oh, I managed to get my hands on Gaston's sandwich. Yes, he says impatiently. I was standing right here. I saw it. Why are you telling me this? Aww. Listen, guys, in these dire times, we are all brothers. Let all four of us dine together as one. No, the old soldier exclaimed sharply. I don't understand what you're trying to accomplish with this sandwich bonanza, but I already don't like it. He crosses his arms. All of this, he points to you, is very unprofessional. Makes me think the citizens' militia is nothing but a badly organised band of bullies and jesters. Again, I don't like this. We're not. The officer was just... The lieutenant falls silent, looking for words to justify your sandwich antics. You are representing an organisation, an insignia, an idea, the old man continues in a softer tone. You need to understand that. It's clear these words mean a lot to him. Everything you do reflects on the idea and the people you are representing. When we, he says, pointing to Gaston, think of the RCM, we think of you. Please make it a pleasant thought. Come on, I was only joking around. I didn't find it funny. Me neither. The lieutenant looks weary at this whole situation. I don't think anyone did. It was quite funny, officer. Gaston lets out keen laughter. I thought it was very funny. Unbelievable! How can you even walk up straight with that liquid backbone of yours, Gaston? Rene shakes his head. Officer, what do you want? Well, it seems unlikely we're going to work out what makes him stand so proud. Nope. Still, all you can see is an old soldier refusing to replace his uniform with civilian attire. Okay. Ooh. We have completed a thought. Overproductive honour glands. Here it is. It's titled Honour for the Brave and goes, I have no family. I make honour my family. I have no home. I make bravery my home. I have no desire. I make dignity my desire. I have no friends. I make humility my friend. I have no enemy. I make dishonour my enemy. This is my vow of honour for the brave. I am brave. Something like that. It's not the words that matter. It's the honour. Plus 25.000 honour points. Learning cap for authority raised to 5. Okay, not like massively useful, but with our thought cabinet is full up again, so I think I will forget this one, and I feel like it might be important to kind of learn the whole date of birth thing, so let's go with that. Did we kind of have any other... No, not directly. Yeah, let's get the... Oh, a bit more around this way. Let's get the music club sorted out. Run, Kim, run! It's good cardio. Nothing obvious around here. Ooh. I wonder if we can get these guys to sign our paperwork for us. They look like the sort of guys who'd be up for that.
D'alcohol, obrigado.
Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you, as if in recognition, then turns his head away. The noxious odour emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar. Who is Abigail?
Oh, Abigail. Don't you fucking call Abigail.
He says, waving a finger in your general direction. Abigail is his wife or girlfriend. Chances are she's gone. Calling her wouldn't make it any better or worse. You're not going to get anything from this guy. He's too drunk. Who are you? What's your name? His eyes move around erratically. The look in them is hazy and unfocused. Don't call Abigail, he says. Where am I? What is this place? The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible. Okie doke. Don't call Abigail, he whispers softly, his voice trailing off into nothingness. Maybe the more awake-looking guys? Yeah, that's right. He nods in appreciation. Could you and your pals sign this document? Show Everett's letter. What's it about? He waves his hand apathetically. I'll let my hand address the situation. Maybe you've heard? I used to be a very successful businessman. I've signed more than a few lease forms or whatever the fuck they were. He looks around. Anyone got a pen? The pro's gonna do it. Well, I have this blue oblong pen. Lend him your pen. All right. He grabs the pen and paper and carefully scribbles on the dotted line next to Lillian's signature. Idiot doom spiral. I need at least 2 signatures on the document. Hey, Abs! He shouts to the mumbling drunkard next to him. Hey, Abs! The man looks around, confused. Don't ya call Abigail? I need you to sign this document right here. He waves the paper and pen in front of the man's face. It's important. Don't call her. His trembling hand catches the paperwork. He lays it out on his knee and starts writing, slowly. The handwriting is almost illegible due to his shaky hands. His friend grabs the document and admires it. Dom what you call Abhiquiel? Great job, Abs. Nailed it. He hands it back to you. Can I have the pen back too? Don't know if I've mentioned it, but I used to be a businessman, and as a businessman, I'm going to keep this pen for my trouble. He nods confidently. No, that was my favourite thing of all the things you have. My favourite is the gun he lost. You've done a great service to the village, to the RCM, and to Revicol. Hey guys, we're heroes! Idiot Doom Spiral waves his hand erratically to the other guys. About fucking time, man. I've done my duty. He brings his hand up to his head for a salute. Don't call Abigail. He snorts and takes a swig from the bottle. It's empty. Thank you for your services, gentlemen. Kim turns to you. Should we go to go and mail this? I think I saw a mailbox on the plaza. Mailbox, plaza, got it. Right. So, let's head more over to the musicy place. We can sort out the whole postage situation later. I think I wanted to get more information from these guys before going in the church. But first, let's set up a little shortcut for ourselves. A pane of eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. it would fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might just be enough. Let's push the Eternite over. Don't think I really need to ask what it is. It's clearly some sort of drawbridge. The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk. Yay, shortcut. Well, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and please return. Drop a comment down below. Like, share and subscribe, all that jazz. And if you're able, drop me some support on Patreon for some unique rewards. Thank you for watching, and so long. Thank you to my epic patrons who make videos like these possible. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more, don't forget to subscribe.